Hello and welcome to episode 47. You are watching the Me and My Dog and Some Yarn video podcast, and my name is Kim. I'm also known as Black Horse on Ravelry, and you can find me on Instagram as Black Horse Knitter. Welcome to the show. Tonight, and let's see, it has been almost 3 weeks since I spoke to you, and I am very sorry. Life just got super busy. I don't know what really happened, but I do know that all week Vincent has been in town for spring break, so that's been fun, and that's been keeping me busy in my spare time. So, yeah, we've had lots of family dinners. I've been cooking a lot more. Feeding Vincent, and I've been making all of his favorites, like spaghetti and meatballs and hot wings and macaroni, all kinds of favorites. And we have taken him out for Mexican food because, believe it or not, you can't get good Mexican food in Lubbock. I don't know why. So we've taken him out twice for Mexican food, and he really enjoyed that. So he goes back tomorrow, and I go to a fiber festival tomorrow, and so I wanted to get this podcast filmed. I filmed earlier, and Dottie started barking like crazy, and I tried to piece it together, but I'm not very good at editing videos. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. Maybe I need to give it more time, but I don't have the time to do it. So I'm filming again. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. And I hope wherever you are starting to warm up for spring. Here in Houston, it's been in the upper 70s. And I have been wearing my flip-flops and t-shirts and just enjoying the warm weather. We have had a lot of rain though. I mean, a lot of rain. I think one week we had 7 or 8 inches just in a few days, which wasn't really good, but I guess we needed it. I guess that's okay. So I planted my kikuta seeds yesterday because yesterday was St. Joseph's Day. And I plant kikuta seeds every year. Kikuta is an Italian squash. It's a very long green Italian squash, and it tastes like zucchini. So anytime you have a recipe that calls for zucchini, you could use kikuta. When you cut it open, it looks more like an eggplant in texture, but it's very good. I like to do stewed tomatoes and kikuta with some garlic and onions, maybe a little bit of basil, and then I serve it over spaghetti. And it's kind of just a vegetarian spaghetti because I don't serve it with meatballs. So, anyways, I planted that yesterday, and then we've got 3 different types of Roma tomatoes. We've got cherry tomatoes, yellow squash, eggplant, green bell peppers, jalapenos, of course. You can't live in Texas and not plant jalapenos. And then we have cucumbers. And we need to go get, well, we have ghost peppers. That's for my husband's salsa. And we need to go get some banana peppers. We haven't been able to find those yet. I don't know if it's just too early or what, but we will get some of those. So that's all that's really been going on here. We have some new members of the group. So let me put my knitting down. I'm knitting a sock, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, putting it down. Okay, so new members. We have several members. The first is J Knits 51, and that is Jody, and Jody is from Texas. So welcome, Jody. Then we have Mrs. Neely Johns, and that is Rachel. And Rachel is from Maryland. So welcome, Rachel. And we have Laurie Does Crafts, and Laurie is from Ontario, Canada. I bet you're still cold up there, aren't you? Sorry. I shouldn't have been talking about spring weather. We have another lady from Canada too, and that is Janice. And Janice's name on Ravelry is River Breeze. So welcome, Janice. And I'll send both of you ladies some warm weather. I'll just send it up your way. And then we have Mama Jim, who is Shannon, and Shannon is from Houston. So she's my neighbor. Welcome, Shannon. It's nice to have all of you ladies join us on the podcast group. And I look forward to seeing your projects, and I look forward to seeing you guys get involved in our knit-alongs, and just the thread is y'all's and the group is y'all's. So just if y'all want to chit-chat about something, you know, I'm not picky. So come join us. We do have a knit-along going along, and that is the Whip Bustin' knit-along, and it is for you guys to finish up your whips that you started before January 1st, 2015. So if you started something maybe around Christmas or Thanksgiving and you just put it away, you can pull that out and knit on it, and if you finish it by March 31st, you can enter in to win a prize. And I'm going to have two prizes. One is a bag that is donated by one of my viewers, and then I'm going to give away a skein of yarn. So let me show you the bag. It came in a few days ago, so I was super excited. This is the first time that someone has donated a prize to the podcast, and that is so exciting. This comes from Dragon Mom, and Dragon Mom, that is her name on Ravelry. Her name, and I hope I don't butcher this, is Dobby. Did I mess it up? I'm so sorry if I did. She is from Rapid City. She's a really sweet lady. The name of her Etsy store is called Mom's Homemade Gifts, and I will put her the link to her store in the podcast thread, so you guys can go check her out. But she made this fantastic bag, and I really don't want to take it out of the plastic, so I hope you guys can see it. I just love the fabric. It's little purple and turquoise leaves, and it's got silver outlined. And then that's the name. Whoops. There we go. That is the name of her Etsy shop. It's Mom's Handmade Gifts, but her store name is Dobby. Can you see that? D-A-U-B-I-E. So go check her out. This is fantastic. You did a wonderful, wonderful job on this. I sew, so by me looking at this, I can tell that you have been sewing for a long time, and it's just fantastic. She's got the zipper, and her seams are straight. I love the colors, and it's thick, so it's padded a little bit, and it's got the flat bottom, so it does open up wider. It looks like a little zipper pouch by me holding it, but it's really not a zipper pouch. It's more of a sock size bag, or mittens, or fingerless mitts, or gloves. It's a great size. So you guys need to go check out her store on Etsy, And so this is going to be one of the prizes, and then I'm going to have some yarn, which I might purchase this weekend. I mean, I have some that I could give away, but I'm going to the Dallas DFW Fiber Fest, and so I might just pick out a special skein from there to give away. I'm excited. I have made a little list of the stores that I'm going to visit, and I don't want to tell y'all what I'm looking for. I just hope that I find it, and when I find it, I will show it on the next podcast. So, okay, so that is whip busting. So come join us. You have to post a picture of your project by by March 31st to be entered into the podcast. All right. So what have I been doing? I've mostly been sewing bags for my Etsy store and for some special orders that I had. I've done very little knitting, and I seem to have lost my knitting. I just haven't really been in the mood to knit, and I don't know why. Hopefully it will come back. Hopefully going to the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Fest will maybe inspire me. Who knows? But I have done a little bit of knitting, and I will show you what I've done. The first project I'm working on is my March socks, and these I'm doing the Desert Vista Dye Works official, unofficial, or unofficial, official Desert Vista Dye Works sock of the month knit along. You can go check it out in her group. But basically, each month you knit a pair of socks from her yarn, and you have a chance to enter it into the official, unofficial sock of the month, and then you also have a chance to enter it into that month's. And if you do, I think, 3 months in a row, then you get in for another prize. And I think if you do the whole year, she sends you a skein of yarn. I think. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But you can go check it out and see. But this is, the colorway is Solid Chocolate Zombunny. And knitting a pair of toe-up socks, and that is my little bunny stitch marker. Don't know if you can see her. She's holding a basket, and I love it. She is so cute. Anyways, here. I've got one knit except for the heel. And what I do for this sock is I cast on 24 stitches using Judy's Magic Cast On. I increase every other row until I have 32 stitches on the needle. No, 64 stitches on the needle, 32 on each side, because I do it magic loop. Then on the back side, I just knit plain. And on the front, I am following a pattern that I did for the socks I did last month, the Neon Halloween. And I can't remember the name of the pattern, but I'll put it in my show notes. It's a free pattern, and you just yarn over and knit two together when you get to the color change, and it makes this lacy, really pretty design. So once I put in my waste yarn for there's my waste yarn for the afterthought heel, then I start doing the pattern on the front and the back, and that's for the leg. And I like my socks somewhat short. They look super short on the screen, but they're really not all that short. I think it's because I haven't put the heel in yet. That was Dottie burping. She's so gross. Anyways, then I do a 1-1 rib, and then my bind off is Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. So I love these socks. And I'm on to the second one. They have to be finished by the 31st, so I think I can do it. I think I'm going to take this to DFW, and if I get some time to sit and rest from all that walking around and shopping, then this is what I'm going to work on. Okay, so that's project number 1. Project number 2 is in my frozen bag. These are in my shop. I think I have either 2 or 3 more, enough to make 2 or 3 more bags. They are a pre-order if you're interested. The reason being is I don't want to make these up and have to store them with the fluff because that will flatten the fluff. So if you want one, it takes me about a week to sew them up. They are a pre-order, and you can check out my Etsy store, which is Black Horse Fashions. Okay, so this is the, I'm doing the Sock Ed class with mustache yarn, and I'm doing the double gusset. There's 3 different heels that you could sign up for, and I signed up for double gusset because I've never done that, and I love trying new things and learning new things. So I am using the Perfect Sock self-striping, and I am using Elsa and Anna. It is an 80-20 superwash merino and nylon, and it's fingering, and it's 460 yards. So here is the color. Isn't that pretty? I love this color. It's 4 stripes, and I'm knitting the Breaking Hearts socks, and I can't remember who it's by because it's late and I'm tired. But I love it. Check out the edging on the sock around the top. I have to sew that together. And then it's got 1 rib. And then just check out the design. Isn't that really pretty? And then there is my heel. And as you can see, I'm now going to start working on the gusset. So I love these. I haven't seen much love in a week. I haven't knitted on these in a week. Isn't that terrible? Okay, so I will have to show this some love on Sunday when I get back from the festival. But they are pretty. I love the yarn. I love the pattern. I need to show it some love. And that will get done eventually. So I have some finished objects. I have one that I meant to show you last time I filmed, and I just totally forgot because I'm like that. But it is my heart blanket, which I started, I think it was 2007 or 2008, but I finally finished it, which is what counts, right? And here it is. I don't know the name of the pattern. I think it is Heart Blanket for the Girl or something like that. I saw a shop sample in Yarns to You, which is no longer here. It was a local yarn store down in the Heights, and she had it out of beautiful Marisol yarn, and I could not afford the Marisol yarn, and so I bought some Barocco yarn. This is the comfy yarn and the worsted weight, and I think it turned out really pretty. But you knit all these little squares that they're just pearls and knits to make the heart. Every square has a heart, but then some of them you make these little petals, and then you form it into a flower, and you put a button and sew it on. And so I don't remember in the shop how theirs was, but I just did like a checkerboard kind of for my flowers, and I kind of laid it all out on an Excel spreadsheet. I cannot talk. But here it is. It's 8 squares across, 9 squares down, and the way I sewed them up, which I really love, the back looks not too bad. And what I did was, if I was going to sew like a yellow and an orange together, I would choose either a yellow or an orange yarn. In this case, I used orange. Okay, and I did that with each one. Brown and yellow, I used brown. Okay, so anyways, I think it looks great. I love it. I keep it on the back of my chair over here. And if I'm in here reading or knitting and I'm cold, I just put this on top of my lap. And I absolutely love it. And I don't know why it took me so long to finish it, but I'm glad I did. And it will get a lot of use. Okay. The next thing I did was I finished my cowl. This is a cowl. It's called San Mateo, I believe is how you say it. I saw the shop sample in San Antonio, and it is just beautiful. I love it. It has been blocked. I blocked the heck out of it because I thought it was too small. So I blocked it. I did make the small because I didn't think I had enough yardage to make the full large one. And then I messed up. I know you guys can't tell. It's not a major thing that you would see. But this little section right here was supposed to be double. And then, of course, this section up here was supposed to be double. So that's supposed to be twice as thick. And I did not know until I had knitted all of this and I was about to bind off, and then I read that I was supposed to repeat it. And then I said, oh my, was I supposed to repeat it down here too? And I looked, and sure enough, I did. So this would be wider if I hadn't have made the mistake. But at that point, I just wanted to wear it, and it's getting warm here, so I wanted to wear it this year. And so I went ahead and just decided, you know what, I'll just go with it. Nobody will notice. Only I will know, and now you guys too, but I'm sure you won't say anything. Nobody's going to point it out, right? So I really like it. It's pretty. I need to find, kind of matches what I'm wearing, but not really. Probably wear it with my black sweater. I have a really pretty black sweater that I absolutely love. I'll probably wear it with that. Come here, Dottie. Come here. Come here. You're going to knock over the computer. Come here. Okay. Dottie's in here with me again. She promises not to bark, so I don't have to start the video over. Have you guys ever run into somebody like just out somewhere and you notice they are wearing a hand knit? I saw a lady at the fish fry tonight, and she had on a gorgeous green shawl, and I could tell she had totally knitted this shawl. And I was gonna go over and say something to her, but she was eating, and I thought, well, I'll catch her when she's leaving, and I'm gonna tell her that her shawl is really pretty, and I can tell she hand knitted it, and maybe ask her what the pattern or the yarn was. And then the next thing I know, I turned around and she was gone. So anyways, I thought that was neat because I never ever see people here in Houston with hand knits. Not that I can tell anyways. So anyways, it was gorgeous. Just beautiful. I wish I had known what pattern it was. And I know she knitted it. It was definitely hand knit. So that's my story. Dottie wants to say hello. Say hi. Yeah, say hi. Oh my goodness. You're just such a good dog. You're a good dog. Yes, you are. She's a sweetheart. Okay, so let's finish this podcast. Okay, so I went to 2 estate sales, one last weekend, one the weekend before, and the first one I went to 2 weeks ago I purchased this. It is a vintage knitting bag, and along with this, I found just a few books. Here is a paper piecing book for quilts. I do like to quilt. I don't do it very often, and I'm not really good at it, I don't think. But I have started a new paper piecing quilt about a year ago, and one of these days I'll pull it out and show you guys. And then I found this, Better Homes and Gardens, crocheting and knitting. Check out all the granny squares. I thought it was neat. And then I found Sears Beginner's Knitting Book. And here's the back. Very cute. And then, along with that, she had a whole big zipper bag full of notions, and it was $5 for all of the notions. I've got a bunch of random rulers, but then this needle gauge and a stitch holder, all of these, and I'm sorry about my computer freezing. There it goes. And then, this one came open. Her name was Frances, whoever this belonged to. And it says handmade by Frances. And then there's a measuring tape and a row counter, and there's some cable needles in here. There's a pom-pom maker, and then she used these containers that had M&Ms in them at one time, and they've got stitch markers and pins, and then there's these little sleeve things for yarn. And then I bought a bunch of needles. I need more hands. Bought a bunch of vintage needles, and I think they were like $10. There's more in here. Some of, whoops, Dottie. Some of them are crochet hooks. So, very cool. I did have a few other things that I crafted. These are crocheted for my granny square afghan. Those I had just stuck in here. I totally forgot about them. Oh, and then, okay, so that's all I got at this one estate sale. But I also put in here some things that I received in a swap. And the swap was my favorite thing swap, and it was with the group a Homespun House podcast. And if you haven't seen that podcast, you need to go check it out. Molly is an American who lives in Germany now. She's married and has a little girl, Elodie, and then she's pregnant with her second child. And she's just so sweet. I love to watch her. So if you haven't watched A Homespun House, you need to go check that out. But then in her group, and my swap partner, Melly Hermit, and she's part of our podcast group now, and she sent me the most fantastic package. Check out the mini skeins that she sent. Aren't those beautiful? I love them all. They are all really, really pretty. I especially like this red one at the end. But all of them are gorgeous. And then she sent me this. It is hot chocolate mix. And she lives in the UK, so she sent some things that I don't normally get or I can't find here, like this. I've never seen this before. The rest of it is up there. She sent me some chocolate buttons, which I have never seen, and they are good. I've eaten half of them already. And then she sent me 3 Cadbury eggs, and I haven't got into those yet. That will be next. And then she sent me the cutest little scissors and stitch markers, and I can't remember what else. It's been a few weeks since it arrived, and my husband has helped me. Oh, tea. She sent me tea, and I think I have it in here. No, maybe it's in the kitchen. Yeah, she sent me tea too. So thank you for that swap. I had so much fun, and I love all my yarn, and I have been dying to crack this open and knit me some little crochet me some squares for my blanket, and now I can because I wanted to hang on to it for the podcast to show everyone. So thank you, thank you. So then Mom and I went to another estate sale, and I found yarn. I never ever find yarn, and if I do find yarn, I usually just don't buy it because, well, I'm not a clean freak. I can be somewhat messy, but it makes me feel weird to buy yarn from somebody's house because I always wonder, you know, does it have moths? Where did they live before? Could it have bed bugs? I mean, you don't know, right? So I never buy yarn. I think I bought yarn one other time, but it was a small amount. And when I do buy it, like the yarn that I got from oh, what's the name of the store? Goodwill. When I found the mother lode of stash, that I usually, like when I buy stuff like that, I usually put it in their individual bags and I freeze it for 2 weeks to get rid of any bugs, if there should be any. But I won't buy it if it stinks or whatever. But this house was super, super clean, so I'm pretty sure it's okay. She had 4 skeins of Malabrigo, and it's already been wound in cakes. And I've got a chocolate. And this one is the only one without a tag, but I know it has to be Malabrigo as well. It's beautiful. And then this is Velvet Grapes. And then I have Deja Vu. I love that. It is just so beautiful. So these will be hats. I love to make hats out of Malabrigo. I love Malabrigo worsted. I just absolutely do. And I've made several hats as gifts in the past. And I have maybe 1 or 2 skeins still up in my cabinet that I need to make. But I am going to make hats for maybe Christmas for people, and these will be perfect for that. I might keep one for myself. I like that Tiny Owl Knits hat. I think it's called, what is it called? No, I can't think. Twinkle something. Twinkle Lights. Something Lights. Orchid and Fairy Lights, maybe? I don't know, but that pattern is fantastic, and I've knit like 3 of them. And they always work up beautiful in Malabrigo, so that is probably what these are going to be. Then I purchased, ta-da, a whole bag of Elizabeth Lavold. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't you? I just can't. Some of these names, I just don't know how to pronounce them. And I'm not around anybody who usually says the name. Elizabeth Lavold. I don't know. But here is the name of the yarn. I know you guys have seen it. It is cotton, bamboo, linen, and nylon. It's 87 yards per skein. And I've got 3 orange, 4 beige, and 5 light blue. And I love these colors. I would love to know what she was going to make with these. I assume maybe a like some type of lightweight sweater for summer, because here in Houston it's hot. and being out of cotton, that would be perfect. So maybe like a short sleeve tee or a shawl of some kind. I do some research and see what I can make with that. And then I found one skein of this, and then the same brand but a different shade. Beautiful. And then I have 3 skeins of this. Whoops. And I have 4 skeins of this one. Same brand. Marisol. And that's what I got at the estate sale. Just yarn. And then, oh, and this book. I lied. This book too. Is that not the cutest thing? I love it. I don't have a baby to knit for. But hopefully someday I will have grandchildren. And when I do, if it's a little girl, she is getting this for sure. That is so super cute. And the only other thing, I do have some stash enhancement, but I did not purchase it. It was a gift from my stepdaughter, Victoria. This one is February, and I just forgot to show you guys. It is the Sock of the Month Club with Sweet Georgia Yarns, and this is February's yarn that came to me mid-February, and I just totally forgot to show you guys. It is called, the colorway is Carrot Thief, and it's a BFL sock, and I have never knit with a BFL sock weight yarn, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be socks. And then, if you're a part of this club and you don't want to see March's, then you can look away. But I will go ahead and show you what I got for March. It came on St. Patty's Day. And it's green. It's really pretty. I'll show you. So here it is. And it is a Corridel sock. And it's 75% superwash Corridel wool with 25% nylon. And the color is Beginner's Luck. And it's really pretty. The camera is not doing it justice. It is a bright emerald green and teal. I hope whoever turned away did not really listen. Because I wasn't going to say the colors, but isn't it pretty? Sorry if I ruined it for anybody, but everybody should have their yarn by now, I would think, if you're part of that club. But this has been a fantastic Christmas present. I cannot believe Victoria found a sock club when she doesn't really know much about knitting or knitting clubs, but she must have really done some research to figure that out. She is amazing. I can't believe she thought of that. But anyways, okay. So real quick before I go, oh, here's another. This is something else I got in the swap, but I haven't tried them yet. Don't they look yummy? Yum, yum, yum. I'm surprised my husband hasn't found this and got into it. So anyways, I am going to DFW. No, DF. What is it? Dallas? Yeah, DFW. When I said that, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of the shoe warehouse. And I'm like, no, that's the shoe warehouse. I'm crazy. Yes, Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW, Fiberfest. I really need to go to bed. I have been up since 3:30 and it's almost 8 o'clock now. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be there. And if you guys are going to be there, please come look for me at the podcaster meetup at 1 o'clock on Saturday, tomorrow. I will be there, and I don't have buttons to pass out, but I thought of something else that I could make to pass out, and I've made you guys something. So please come say hello. Remember, I do not know what you look like, so you're going to have to just come up and introduce yourself. But I made some little stitch markers and I have attached them onto my business card, and they are so cute. They turned out wonderful. Um, so yeah, you can untie that or clip it off and use it on your knitting. It's That's Dottie. It's supposed to be a little picture of Dottie, and I know you can't see it real closely, but she has a blue ball of yarn in her mouth, and then she's got yarn balls all around her. Me and my dog and some yarn. It's got my Ravelry name, my Instagram name, my Etsy store, and my blog. And of course, I am also on YouTube, which probably is obvious. But anyways, come say hello. I would love, love, love to meet you guys. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area tomorrow, come on by and say hi. So that is it. When I see you next time, I will have some new stash because that's why I wasn't buying it. I was waiting until the festival or a yarn crawl or something special. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will try to film next weekend. So enjoy your knitting and crafting, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.